That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Tape that holds it down. Character.
Yeah.
It's been there.
Did you hand make that? All right, I'm gonna hit intro, but let me bring over for y'all on this side. Let me go right here. People are getting in. All right, you can see comments will come up. All right, let's go ahead and hit that intro. What?
Cain?
Yeah.
Right. That's a bad angle. Good thing.
Me awful, home, auto, muscle, builders, lips, and life is rich.
Oliver's good.
Oliver Shots is rich.
So at Bayview, they're doing really well with him, but me and Emily had a concept about making him kind of the center of our insurance for confidence. You know, put him on small commercials. People see him.
Yeah.
He gets confidence. He's doing really good. He made two 100 so far. Spelling.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
You gotta let this. You gotta bring the mic here.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
He seems like an outgoing kid, though, man. Like he does well, and I think if he knows you.
Yeah. No, he's outgoing. He'll hug anybody.
Yeah.
How's that mic? Is pretty.
It's heavy, man.
Well, about
It's
6
heavy,
inches is the
heavy,
good
heavy,
point of
man.
like talking
Yeah.
points, so you sound good. If you talk like
you're
this,
holding it like an inch from your mouth.
Yeah.
where do I have to go?
we're right here.
You got your
About,
lips on it.
yeah.
Yeah, like your lips are on it.
It's not a little. It's like
You're kissing the mic, dude.
Huh?
Dude, you're kissing.
You got to bring it up a little bit. And you're fine.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Cam and Cain are here. What's going on, guys?
I'm glad that our shirts look a little bit different color, now that we're on the screen here, because it was pretty close when I saw it.
Yeah.
today. So
I mean, that's
good.
pretty much
Yeah.
y'all are Southern Miss.
Yeah,
So,
we're representing.
Look at our shorts,
Yeah.
though, man.
and this wasn't planned.
No, shorts are the same color. When I pulled up, I asked because I was nervous that he might be wearing that. I said, "Are you wearing a Southern Miss shirt?" When I was pulling in to pick him up, he parked right down the street. He's like, "Man, I got to set my Southern Miss shirt on." I was like, "Oh shit."
I have that
I
same
think
shirt
it
too.
was a
So I
different
literally
color.
thought I had the same shirt on that he did.
So,
So
what?
I-
Your mom just buys y'all? Your mom buy y'all's clothes?
Oh, man,
Come
pull
on,
your
dude.
beard out. So Cain has this hat, and I had this same color. So he decided not to wear the hat.
Yeah, but I mean, y'all are twins.
Jeez, podcast, the Oliver Scott podcast.
That's fine.
Well, we used to have to dress alike, so we didn't have much of a choice. And whenever we could start doing our own thing, we still end up alike anyway. So it's just part of
That's weird, man.
My brother's
Twin
18.
towers.
We're 18 months apart. My mom tried to dress us up as twins. We do like the red shirt and the green shirt. The Tommy Hilfiger. We're not even twins. That was kind of the trend in the 90s,
Yeah,
though.
it was sure.
Mom liked dressing me up, and but y'all, I mean, when did y'all start looking a little different?
I think it just depends on how much you know us, because if you don't see us like on a weekly basis, then when you see the other one, you can still have a hard time figuring out who it is.
Your mom used to paint y'all's toenails to tell y'all apart.
She did. There's a story behind that too.
I know that story. I know
Yeah.
you've heard it 1,000 times.
Yeah, I love your
She
mom.
loves to tell
Yeah.
our friends about it.
Yeah, I love your mom.
You want me to say it, don't you?
No, you don't have to.
Okay. I don't mind.
I just think it's cool, though. I mean, how many y'all are identical twins?
Yes, I don't. How old were we? Maybe we can get her to. I don't
Babies.
even know if she knows, but we get her to jump in. But she, I'd say probably 4 or 5 months old, like that. 3 months old, 4 months
yeah.
old.
Yeah, still.
So she
babies.
painted Camac, my real name. She painted my toenail red, so she would know which one was Camac, And then it wore off, and she decided that she knew which was which. And then she got confused and didn't know who was who. So I could be Cain, and he could be Cain.
Yeah, basically ended up a any, mini, mighty, mo type situation.
I mean,
Pick one.
but now y'all are, let's say, 40 plus, maybe? Y'all 30s? 40s?
Shit, 46, dude.
Dude, I noticed the age is catching up, man. The other day I was sitting around and I looked at myself in the mirror and I had a resting bitch face. RBF or something.
Did you?
Resting bitch face. Yeah, I had that. I was like, holy shit, man, that's
So,
gravity, bro.
Here's the last 2 times that I've hurt myself, like pulled my back. One of them, I was sitting at my desk at work, like not even doing anything strenuous. I just pulled my back. And then on the way here, I actually pulled my lower back out, just dropped.
Shit,
Somehow
Cam did
I
that a couple years ago. Came over
Oh,
here
shit.
in New Orleans.
I'm
Do
gonna be
my
hurt
God,
tomorrow.
you remember
I was doing
Oh,
a
yeah,
project
yeah.
in New Orleans and I tweaked it on my way over or right before I left. And they were all making fun of me on the job site. And I got over here and y'all had to help me up the stairs. Remember
that?
that?
It was me, you, Matt, Richard Hawthorne.
Richard.
He just got
Hawthorne.
married.
Yeah, he did. Man.
Dixie Newman.
That's awesome.
But we shared a bottled. I was like, was it the Barrel Bourbon Company? I guess they do like a mixture of bourbons.
Yeah.
But that was bad. I mean, he was like this.
Dude, I couldn't get up the stairs. Y'all had to help me out of the truck.
Yeah, I had to come to Orange Beach and help him get his boat out.
Oh shit.
Was that another one?
That was recent. Yeah, I'm talking like 3 years ago.
Okay, so this was
3
the
or 4
most
years
recent one that he pulled us back in.
Yeah, that was a bad one, man.
So let's go into General Contractor is kind of why I want y'all to come. I mean, y'all are owners of Chandeleur Brewing. Great beer. I'm drinking it right now. But the General Contracting thing, who started first? How did it become Steve Roberts?
I start everything, and I'm basically
Here we go.
Okay.
the entrepreneur type.
I actually formed the company. That's why it's an Alabama-based company. But no, it was probably we knew we always wanted to do our own thing. Always did. That's why whenever I got out of college at Southern Miss, I ended up going to work for my pops for a little bit, just kind of learn how to the business end of it. Even though he was a residential guy, and I knew that I wanted to be on the commercial side, I just decided to do that just for a little while. Cam actually ended up with Yates, which was a wealth of experience and knowledge that he made there.
Yeah.
Really helped me out too, because I didn't have that OJT with the commercial side. I mean, that's what I did in college, construction engineering technology is what they called it back then. But I didn't have that on the job experience, whenever we started our company. So Cam had that, so that really helped us out a lot. And I had a lot of the business side, kind of with the insurances and the licensing, just knew what we needed, which is weird because I graduated in construction, we graduated in business. So
Yeah, minimal cum laude is what my dad would
So
say.
C Roberts at the time it was called C Roberts, the first LLC,
Yeah, we formed that in 2009.
and that was y'all two.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was it Alabama or Mississippi?
Well, it was
Oh,
kind of both. We started it. It was formed in Alabama, but it was kind of a joint.
Yeah,
deal.
you happen to use an attorney that was in Alabama. So if you use a attorney in that state, and you're domiciled, I guess, in that state, the business, then you're technically an Alabama business, even though we did for 13 years, we did the majority of the revenue in Mississippi. We were technically an Alabama business.
Except for the past couple years, I have half the employees of him, and I do about 2/3 of the revenue.
You beat me last year, but I'm gonna
Okay.
beat
But
you
it's y'all's
this
company,
year.
though, right?
Yeah.
It's y'all.
Yeah.
But y'all have fun with this.
Oh yeah.
It's a competition. which
Has
is
to be.
good. It's great, and it gets the guys fired up too, which is cool because we're all very passionate about what we do, and all of our guys are too, man. I mean, they want to do good, and they want to grow, and they want to help our company, which is their company too.
I was on the phone with Ben 2 days ago, just chatting up. He's gonna come visit.
Yeah.
He's over there full
Ben
time.
Brent. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, that's my
He's
brother,
coming on.
man.
He's going on the podcast next month.
Okay.
Oh, can we make an appearance?
Yeah, we did one with him. Me and him did one in Robes, and we talked about him being a preacher. Me, him, and Cash did a podcast together. It was hilarious. Cash was making fun of his. Yeah, Cash was making fun of his hair.
He had he's got a little baby girl, man.
Oh, yeah.
So proud of him for that, and excited for his experience that fatherhood. He's always wanted to do that.
So when you go into, like, you're talking about, let's say C Roberts, Alabama, y'all are divisions pretty much.
Same company, we just have 2 different offices.
Yeah. So how's it make you feel like sometimes you have like a bad month and then he's fired off? Does that help you at all?
I don't know about month, but definitely year. If I have a slow year, then it's nice to know that I have a little safety net there. You know, like normally one or the other is going to have a decent year. If we both have a good year, I mean, that's a
You're
huge
clicking on
plus.
all cylinders.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want all times, but it doesn't always work out like that. You know, construction is, you know, it's
a
ebbs and-
roller coaster.
Yeah, oh, it is. It
My,
is. It really
I'm
is.
confused about like y'all are brothers. I have a brother. We fight. You know, we love each other, but we're brothers.
That's why we have. He lives in Alabama and I live in Mississippi. Man.
It probably helps for sure.
How do y'all make a big decision? Do y'all meet up, or it's on the phone, or you just, you know, how do y'all make
We're
them
on
big
the
decisions?
phone more than
Oh,
in,
yeah.
in
Every
person
day, man.
meetings,
Yeah.
just because it's easier that way. And it's not a far drive one way or the other for either of us. But I mean, we could talk on the phone 10 times in one day about different things with construction, the brewery, just whatever, you know, life in general. And then we may go 3-4 days and not even talk, you know, just because there's other things going on and we stay busy. So,
And y'all spend a lot of time out of work. Y'all are together all the time.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
More out of
If
work.
you find that, do you find that to be healthy for y'all? To
oh, for sure.
go to y'all's
Yeah.
camp and kind of
Yep.
kick it and
Well, we were able to bring the C Roberts office guys to the lodge.
Tarpon tails.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday, which was great, man. We ended up taking. I was a little iffy about doing it because of the weather, but we took my boat all the way from Fairhope, drove all the way to Cat Island, and you know, I had a little group on my boat. We met Cam and the guys out of the Mississippi office, and you know, we cooked and rode side by sides and just had a great time. with
do you get one of them like customer boxes where they can put in how they feel?
it. No, we didn't
You
do
have
that.
one that.
Man, there's no HR at C Roberts.
That's it. We're it right here.
Yeah.
So.
You're talking to them, man.
That's it. No, what do y'all remember y'all's first large project?
It's not really
There's been
first
so
large.
many.
You know, you start out really small and then you just kind of, you know, you gradually grow. You know, it's healthy to grow. You know, small, you know, small portions at a time, and that's what we've done over the years. And we've been in a really happy place, to be honest with you, the last 10 years, and had a lot of opportunities that we hadn't really chased, like bigger work. But I think over this last year, we decided that we're going to try to chase a couple bigger projects to see what happens over the next couple of years.
Well, I think, you know, in construction, a lot of people, like in our industry, they become, you know, developers at some point, you know, and that's a lot of times, you know, they're investing, you know, in other properties and whatnot. So we've done a lot of that on the side. And I think, and then, you know, with the brewery and all the other businesses, you know, we have a couple sister companies and, you know, you got to get those started. So you get to a comfortable point, you know, and then you have all these other activities and businesses that you're starting and wanting to do. So that kind of kept us even keeled for a while, which was good though, because C Roberts was doing great. You know, I mean, I remember sitting when we had this camp in Reggio, Louisiana, just thinking, man, if we could ever get to this, it was like one of our first goals, you know, to be a $10 million company. And we've well surpassed that. Yeah, revenue wise. We have surpassed that, you know, a long time ago. But that was always kind of a goal. Man, if we could get there, that would be awesome. So we've grown beyond that, and now, you know, we're talking about stepping out there and doing some larger projects.
I mean, you have that
Beyond
what
that.
y'all's cart thing you have, the condos, are they for sale or leasing?
Yeah, no, we've got one left, man. Yeah, we got one left for sale. There's only 8 units. It's in downtown Ocean Springs.
It's like a little apartment
It's
in
called the Paddock OS. Yeah, it's a garage. You know, it's like a luxury garage, I guess. Some people call them man caves, but basically they're all over the United States right now. They're kind of blowing up. My partner and I, they had booths set up in Scottsdale. We have a group of friends that we'd like to go to the car show. You know,
There's one in here right now, Ivan.
Oh, is he?
He's in there.
Double man. Okay. But yeah, so this is it's really a thing all over the United States. Matter of fact, Garages of Texas was one of the larger beginning, you know, companies that really went out there and started building them everywhere, develop them. And now it's Garages of America because they just started blowing them up everywhere. But it's a cool thing, man, especially if you got anything. If you have toys or, you know, classics or, you know, exotic cars or things, you know, we live in an environment, you know, on the Mississippi coast with the salt air will destroy anything.
That was terrible.
So you got to protect your investment, especially old cars. You know, it's a hunk of steel, man. You know, if you have an old car that, you know, gets hit by salt air for a year, I mean, the thing's going to be rusted out. So these are conditioned spaces. They're really advanced for any kind of garage, which you could.
Are you going to build
imagine.
more?
Yeah,
We're looking. So
You've already sold all of them besides
one,
one?
but one. It was only 8. You know, I mean,
Do you all have one?
we do. Yeah.
So you have for the Thunderbird?
we got a T-Bird.
That's a cool car.
It is.
Never get rid of that car. That car is
There's
gorgeous.
history behind that car too. So that was family,
Yeah.
which is really, really cool. So my uncle owned that car for years and years.
Bought it in
In
like
fact,
1980.
Yeah, when we were little, I remember going to my dad had a stint in Atlanta where he was working for my uncle. They were building apartments, and my dad was staying in one of the ones that I think my uncle owned while he was working over there. And I remember going over there, you know, when I was in elementary school for these Braves baseball games and whatnot, and looking or staying in the basement of this apartment, and the basement had that car. You know, that car was always in there, so we'd get in there and play around on it. So
We
I
had
remember
some
that car for a
fierce
long time.
cut ball championship matches down
We
there.
did, yes.
And the T-Bird was home base, man. So when you're running around and
What, is
jumping
that
in the
original?
car- what's that?
That car's original, right?
Yeah, yeah. He
Oh,
restored it
absolutely.
at least once, maybe
Yeah,
twice.
It's a semi. Well, he sold it to a guy who was going to be the restoration on it. That guy ended up health was getting pretty bad, so he bought it back out from his wife to kind of keep it in the family. And then I guess I don't know how it got offered up to us, or we decided to keep it in the family. So
I mean, you don't see that many of them.
you don't
Even at Cruising the
you know,
Coast, you.
they're
I mean, I
Got
think
the
I've seen
50
two.
55. I've seen a few, but the 55 is, you know, that's the first year that they manufactured the car. So it's a pretty rare car, I feel. I mean, the value's not skyrocketing or anything, man, but the sentimental value for the
Yeah.
car is what's more important, just because it's been in the family for so long.
I got another tire coming in for the Lightning. It's over at DJ's. I'm about to get it going again. I got to do a tune up on it. I got a Diablo tuner. I'm gonna bring it up. I think I'm gonna bring it up this time. Got new tires for it. I got new brakes and rotors. The only thing is I hate changing the spark plugs on it because I got to take that supercharger belt off. I don't know if you ever got to change spark plugs in the back of them 5.4 motors, but there's no room. I mean, you're busting knuckles. You're gonna have a busted knuckle when you change it. But I'm gonna get it done. My goal is 4 weeks.
Well, when you get ready, let's bring it over to the paddock, man, and we'll change the plugs over there, dude.
Yeah.
And the AC.
Oh, you got to live too, don't you?
There'll be a lift. The lift's mainly for storage, but yeah, you could use it for maintenance and different things, mechanical.
I enjoy that stuff. So I think that's a great idea because that's one of the things I like to do. Is I like changing oil, changing spark plugs, injectors. I like the satisfaction of getting it running. I remember when I blew the motor on the scooter and I changed the piston out. Didn't know how to do a piston at all.
You still have that scooter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm never getting rid of the scooter.
It's that ruckus, right?
Oh, yeah, I might bring it over your spot.
I rode it.
I might just bring it over your spot and let it because it don't take that much room.
This reminds me of a coffee table like in a fraternity house, man. 30 years.
Wake up the next morning, it's like full of beer cans.
It's
Maybe
a-
a pyramid on it.
Whiskey. That'd be Heaven Hill, though.
This has got meaning to me. This is Scott's table he made when he was 18 in school. And he had it in the shed and I said, I want to have it in the podcast room. It's got a cool story to it. Yeah, it's we've had a lot of nights on the table.
We're missing Scott, man. I wish he could have made it. But hopefully he recovers well.
Yeah, he is. He's been a trooper about it. He's actually I didn't think he'd like it, but since I started this new show, he's all for it. And I love having Scott. He's always right there. I've been had him off camera, but now he's about to get on camera. But I just love when you have an idea, a thought. He knows a lot. So if you're talking about law, you're like right now he's working on a bill for the DMR, which you know about that. I think they're doing the to help with the leasing of the acreage of the farms.
Oh yeah, okay.
So Scott's working on that for Mayfield's a big part of that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mayfield right there.
Mayfield. Yeah, way here.
So that's huge though. That's stuff Scott likes. Scott likes fun projects for the coast. And then I wanted he wanted to come on because y'all have been doing, General Contractors and then you have the residential contractors. It's kind of like a captain license. You know, you have your big captain license and you have your little captain license. So I get kind of confused when I ask people, they're like, you know, like I have a commercial construction company, and then I'm like, y'all have y'all's license, and it's normally they got a residential license.
Well, I mean, it's 6 dozen really
Mississippi's,
getting a license.
yeah.
I mean, there's not a whole lot that's involved. Like, I think I was telling you the other day, like anybody could go out and get a license, right? But do they have the you know, the know-how and the skill to operate it correctly and create a clientele? That's one thing, but just getting a license, I think it's pretty simple. State of Mississippi is pretty simple. Louisiana was pretty easy. Florida's tough.
Alabama's a little tough.
Florida was
a little
hard.
tougher than Alabama's tougher than Mississippi and Louisiana. And the
Florida's
fact
probably
that-
the most difficult.
yeah. And I was telling you this earlier too, that you know, I've get a lot of subcontractors that send me or need reference letters, because even if you're whatever your license is in, sometimes they don't require you to take a test, just a Alabama law test, like construction law, and not trade specific, but they do want like references. So they require 3 references. I think that reference can come from a GC, engineer, or an architect. You just have to have 3, and it's got to list a job that you did in the commercial world, you know, in that realm over there. So, and we had to do that when we got our license. And then, you know, also in the state of Alabama, it's all about financials too. So you have to show a certain amount of,
Oh,
yes, because
that's big time right there.
set bond limits on you. So
Yeah,
the lowest bond
Alabama's the
limit
only one that does
is
that,
$500,000, and then it goes up. I think it's to $1 million, and then like 5 million, and then like maybe unlimited.
but y'all have already worked that bond because it's
We
hard.
worked it up. Yeah.
It's hard to get a performance bond
But we started
at a
from
certain
the
amount of
get-go.
money.
Like when we first got licensed in Alabama, I was only allowed to bid up to $500,000 jobs.
That's
And
crazy.
that's private or public.
Oh, I do bonds. I just called about a Mobile one over there, and it was because over there for roofing, and I mean Mississippi, you guys get away with a lot more, but like you can't replace a roof without a bond, and you have to fill out their own Mobile builder's permit.
You have to have a license in the state of Alabama, actual license from the residential, you know, over there to be able to put a new roof. They put that in place a few years ago.
What's it called? Something build. It's got its own department. It's like it's something build. It's like Alabama build or Mobile build. I was on that website.
For like what's regulated is the
For bonds, they would want to know the price on bonds. I mean, I didn't know how important bonds were until I sold my first performance bond.
Yeah.
And it was 140,000. And then the lady was like, well, they can't get another one. Like they got to work their way up. We don't just give $2 million bonds.
Yeah, it's a risk.
Yeah.
You know, it's insurance basically for the owner, for the bank, for all the folks that have invested, you know, money in the project, and that's their insurance, man.
and the
Performance
CMO
of the
bill.
contractor, performance of his subcontractors, and then the payment side is making sure all the vendors and the trades are getting, you know, compensated when the job is. Complete.
So let's take me on a ride with this. So let's say you got your license. Are you going in, you know, for bids? I mean, y'all both have a network. I'm pretty sure people call you, like Stacy reached out to me, like Captain Alice. And then it was like 9 o'clock at night, me and you're on the phone, you know, and then put you in touch with her and y'all went back and forth. But like, do y'all have like a website where y'all go there and start bidding jobs? Is there, you know, like a marketplace for y'all?
There's a lot of different outlets out there that you know, public bid projects are, you know, they have to be there's public notice requirements that's by law, you know, for procurement, and they have to advertise two advertisement sessions for a couple weeks or whatever, the local papers or whatever. So all those bids are, you know, obtainable by different sources. So they'll take all the public bids and put them in one location for people to have access.
Yeah, it's a platform website that people subscribe to. So they charge you X amount of dollars per year, but you can go on there and see most of all the public jobs that have been.
And you get a notification like, you know,
it'll
open up in
notify
Baldwin
you, we got
County.
Another one coming up. It's for Baldwin County schools or whatever. It's an addition to Fairhope High School, whatever.
So you lock down that project. Let's say you get win that bid. What's a normal start time for y'all to break ground? Is it normally a month or 6 months?
Well, in the public world, it's typically going to be pretty quick. The private world tends to get a little bit more trickier. There's a lot more that's got to go on with financing and all that. In the public, we haven't really done a whole lot of public work in Alabama in a while. We're just now, actually, we just started looking at the website again to start looking at that, just because there's, a lot larger projects on those platforms that are in the public sector. But typically, if I remember, they go pretty quick because that money's there. And
Yeah,
they're ready.
Yeah,
you
once they're chomping at the bit, the funding's always going to be there most of the time, unless the job bid's crazy out of sight, double the budget or something. But most of the time, there's a decent contingency in there. And anything public, I mean, that's we always say, like, private work's great. We did it for pretty much all private work for 8 or 10 years. But the problem is in the private side, you could spend a year working through helping develop the budget and the project with the owner, and then the project falls through, or they never get the funding, or they have hurdles that they just can't quite get over with planning and zoning. So on the public sector, we've dipped back in that because it's almost a guaranteed if you win the job. Unfortunately, you're out there bidding against sometimes up to 10 other contractors.
And some can undercut you big time.
It's tough, man. It's a hard.
There's
hard
always
world.
going to be one. I feel like
The margins are very, very slim, but the money you're spending, up front, you're estimating and what have you, usually is if you win the job, then the project's going to move forward. So that's the beauty of it.
So for y'all want to do at least, like, let's say y'all bid on 4 or 5 projects. You're not just, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You'll get a bunch of projects going, or no?
No. We look and see what we can handle, and if we think
I'm not going to give up all my secrets, on the podcast, Jordan. But, yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not. No, but I mean, but it's interesting because y'all, y'all build pretty big, developments now. I mean, y'all used to do like I remember when y'all did the Planet Fitness, and then y'all came off the IP. Y'all have a name for yourself when it comes to construction. Like I said, I just went and that bottle of Granddad came from the liquor house on Lemoyne. I mean, y'all brought Taco Sombrero.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all. So what are some of the projects, the bigger projects y'all have done in the last 2 years?
I think my good buddy Derek and Tony over at Superior Optical was a pretty good sized job, about $6.5 or so million. It was a great project. They're a local manufacturer, of eyeglass lenses.
And they have what, Rio Rays?
Service disabled vet owned company.
Sunglasses.
Yeah, and their operation is top notch, man. It's a really, really cool process.
What was the square footage of that? 20,000?
Man, I don't remember, but
Pretty big, huh?
Yeah, it was big. Yeah, I don't remember the square footage.
It's just cool to see. Like, I'm excited about seeing Salamuki's, like, y'all redoing that.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good one, man. I'm excited.
It's just cool to see that kind of stuff. I like seeing a project, like even with Butler, like when I see his houses, how they start, when you go swank and then you see them finished.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they just got done.
Satisfaction at the end of seeing that product that you built.
Did you see the last one they did over right here in Gulfport? They did a modern house, flat roof.
Oh yeah.
It's like a smart house. Like, it's all 2-story. I mean, it looks like it's something out of LA.
Man, there's a lot of folks like moving in that direction over here, like kind of Floridian style, contemporary, just a lot of clean lines, flat roof.
Sometimes there's some tax credit you can get for that stuff.
Really?
Too. I think even on the residential side, wasn't somebody telling us about that the other day? Or that was multifamily, wasn't it? Was telling us about that.
Like a modern.
Yeah, for doing like light fixtures.
Oh, okay,
energy
for like a
stuff.
smart house. Yeah. For the smart
Yeah.
side. Yeah. For sure, man.
Do y'all, but y'all also now doing y'all's own developments. That's what you're talking about. Do you like doing your own developments?
We love them, man. We kind of trade back and forth. So I'll do one over here. Obviously, he's my partner, so we collaborate on it, and then we do something, and then he'll do something, in Alabama, and then we just kind of flip back and forth. So the paddock will be done in a month or two, and then I think Cain's got a couple properties in Fairhope area that we're looking at, trying to do something. Would love to do another paddock over there. We're still searching.
Yeah, just to find the right property. It's
property.
tough over there, man. Fairhope's you know, it's tough to find something that works. You know,
got
everything's got all the
Daphne.
numbers have to work at the end of the day, man. It's hard.
You ever heard of
So,
Jordan Automotive? I used to live over in
You
Spanish
told me
Fort.
about
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was a big super guy, big in autocross, but now he's big into Porsches. And right there where the old Honda is on Daphne, it's his family's mechanic shop. Go Jordan Automotive, one of James Steed's best friends.
Okay.
But he builds these crazy. They do Porsche racing now. But he's the person that you go talk to, like, is this a market? Because
he would know if he
There's
works on those cars,
garages. There's garages that have their own tracks, like set
Yeah.
up. You know, like, and these are places like our business model is more of a downtown, like a Main Street setting where you have access to shops and restaurants and, you know, golf cart accessibility, so you could keep that in your garage, and then you can you're right there in a downtown setting. There's other concepts that are based off of they'll have a street, like a track, like a racetrack, and then if you have your Porsche or your, like in your case, Mazda Miata or whatever, you'd be
I would drive them. Yeah, I would drive one. You know, at least I can
So
drive
you
a
can-
stick
you
though.
can- you
At least I
can
can drive a
take your-
standard.
Yeah, you could take your Miata off the track and you could, I mean, out there and run it, put it back up, tune it up a little bit, you know. but you
I used to have a
The
two.
loud pipe on it.
I used to have a 240 with an octopus on the hood, and it was bad. I had a 350Z too.
I had a 300, man.
Did-
ZX, yeah.
Would you like the 85, like the Rocky one?
It was 87.
Yeah, that's a good one. Was
87,
it turboed?
The only difference between, I think 87, they did 85, 86, 87 had like the rear lights were straight across.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you that car was ahead of its time, man.
It's-
was.
It talked to you. Yeah, it talks to you.
Everything-
It's seatbelt.
Everything was digital. Like I was on cloud nine. It was kind of crashed when I got it, and we redid it or got it up and running. I ran it for a few years. I crashed it twice.
Mom had a
Second time it went to
1988 a baby blue turbo 300ZX when I was growing up.
Wow.
And then it was cool. It was a baby blue, and then my mom, and we had a 83 Corvette, 34 Ford Coupe, Lincoln Town car. We had a couple cars. Like I grew up in Latimer, so I mean, I like where Cruthers Country Corner is.
Yeah.
And the house on the corner is my family home. My grandma had a catfish pond, so we had antique cars. You know, some of
still there, the catfish.
well, she just passed away. I mean, it's still there, but
It's in your family.
well, there's step family, yeah. But I don't think it's servicing anymore.
Can we go fishing?
I'll ask. She just passed away this year, but that's where me and my brother would work. So we get paid after school. We'd go, and then you come catch a fish, and then we'd weigh it. And I made, I don't know, $20 a week. I didn't make a lot. They're
Oh,
super
so
cheap.
Y'all would sell the ticket for people to come in there and fish, and they would.
Yeah, we'd weigh it, and then you catch it, and then we'd weigh it, and then take your money.
That's awesome.
Man, that's my retirement gig right there, man.
That's how they made. That's how they made a living. Like this is a serious way they made it. We had a farm. We had a few cows. We had a lot of chickens. I mean, we had probably 30 or 40 chickens. I'd get before school. I'd get up in the morning. I'd go get the eggs.
Oh, we had to do that too. There
Every
was a
morning.
rooster in there, dude, and like every morning, man, he would like just run after me.
My
I'll
gra-
never forget like running across there, stepping in all the chicken shit, trying to get away from.
Well, did you have boots though? We had shrimp boots.
Probably had boots, depending on what time in the morning. You know, this was like before school, so you're always kind of in a hurry, right?
So my grandma, Mary Ann, she used to for my birthday every year she'd buy me a chicken. That's what I got for birthday. Yeah. Your
Is it
grandma.
just me or my left boob is sagging a little bit? I don't know. I'm looking at it on the TV there.
All right, we got some people at Goings. What's up, guys? Ivan, powerful
look.
double mint twins.
Look at Mexico, bro. Cheers, fellas.
What's
My
up,
boy,
dude?
I haven't seen him in forever.
What's up, Mike Nell?
Mike Nail.
Depends on the
man,
haircut.
man,
Oh,
the
buddy.
legend,
Yeah.
Buddy.
Drummond.
Yeah, I think him and Jeremy are coming
Will
on.
Smith. Who's that? Oh, Mike and Jeremy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Have you ever seen his TikToks?
I've watched a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. He's
Yeah,
got
he
good
can
stuff.
dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him because I like his. He's been doing them videos of Broadwater with homeless camps,
Really.
and I think he's gonna be.
Look at Michael Mount, 8317.
Is that
little-
what we're going
That's
for?
that's a jab.
Mount?
Yeah.
Okay.
What y'all have a business with him, correct?
Yeah,
We
I'm
do,
glad
yeah.
I'm glad he posted up on there. I'll tell you a little bit about that. He oh shit, look at Ben Brent. Oh, that all star. Man,
I love
he
it. I love
came
you,
My
from
Ben.
dog,
Mississippi,
my dog.
man. He
I'm
came
trying
from
to get
Mississippi, and then
18, baby, Alabama.
so he went to Cain.
Everybody wants to be over in Alabama,
He borrowed
man.
Ben for a couple months.
He loves you.
Oh
It's
yeah,
been
That's why
3
he's over
years.
there. That's why he's in
Oh,
Alabama.
He loves me too.
I
man.
know, but he loves
I
Cain.
love that guy.
I said, "You gonna
love
come
me.
work in Ocean Springs?" He goes, "No." No. But you have a
Oh
good.
yeah,
that-
Michael Mount.
but
Let's go back to
but
Mount.
that's y'all's family, right? Gotta keep that in the record. Like
there's-
these are
oh,
people
yeah,
y'all actually
100%.
spend time with.
Absolutely,
Y'all love.
yes.
Michael Mount's
On a
my
date.
brother, man. He's a great guy. But yeah, Water and Woods is the name of the company. So we formed the company a couple years ago. He always wanted to be a business owner and be in the world of construction. He got his construction degree. He started working for me, and he's been through the trenches with me. And I was like, Michael Mount, he wanted to do this deal. I was like, well, there's a sector that we could dig into in the very custom homes sector. So we kind of started looking at that, and then also the company is licensed for all the infrastructure workers too, because Michael cut his teeth in the infrastructure world, and I did too. So he understands utilities, he understands the dirt side of things. So that's really the two outlets for that company. They're doing Water and Woods is doing a pretty good project right there in Ocean Springs too.
Well,
So-
I think it's cool, and I have to give y'all respect for this. That these guys been working with y'all for years. Michael's been in my house dropping off his kids' clothes for Oliver. The fact that you give your guys opportunities to be a partner down the road with y'all. Now,
Mhm.
Michael's worked his ass off for y'all. I mean, I remember meeting him, but like to even have that, like that's a different kind of take on, y'all trust them. You're like, you know what? How about we partner up instead of somebody going behind your back and starting their own business?
Mount has always wanted to do that,
And-
that's
and
been a
this-
dream of his for a long
this-
time.
that
Have his
guy,
own.
yeah,
He's such a hard worker.
Yeah, he raised for a while. He's remarried now, but he raised 2 boys on his own.
It's powerful.
Mason and Wyatt, man, and I have all the respect in the world for being able to do that, because there's no way I don't think I could pull that off. I mean, I've had to raise him in the world of construction over the last 15 years. Could you imagine? I couldn't do.
Look at that number Mount put up there. Let's go back to that for a minute.
No, let's move on, man. So Ben, look at Ben, man. Golly.
What's that
Blast
number?
from the past. Always big supporter of Chandeleur beer, man. When he was downtown Gulfport.
Yeah. He was
Garland
at,
O'Neill
was
stood
that-
me up on a fishing trip.
So Ben was at
Sunday.
what was that Irish Coast he was working at?
Yeah.
Down there. When
Owned
we
it.
were building the brewery, like at the end of the day, when I would come in town, we'd always go over there and see Ben.
Hey guys, you're more than welcome to. If you have a business, you're more than welcome to put your business in the comments. I've been doing that a lot lately with the live shows. If somebody has a business, you can go ahead and put your business in the comments. Some people got some work off of it.
Yeah.
Just putting your business in there. I think I like the fact though that y'all, that shows me y'all are not super greedy when it comes to like working with people, because most people want to own everything. They want to own everything. And y'all are like, hey, let's be partners, because I do believe in I don't believe in being stabbed in the back. And I know that's a big thing in the world of business. People go through, if they're working with you and they leave, start their own thing. I'm always kind of like, I don't know, I guess it's more a respect thing, hospitality, respect, all that. And that's just cool that y'all, you're like, hey, you know what? You put your time in. I see your vision. And I'm telling you, every time I talk to Michael Mount, he's just in awe of how y'all support him. And that goes a long way. It's not like y'all just start a business and you don't help him.
Well, we see what he wants, his vision and how passionate he is about, running his own company. That's what he wants to do. He works so hard. He did like this Water and Woods company, dude. I couldn't tell you how many jobs he's bid over and over and over to come in second place, but he doesn't give up. He's like, I'm going to make it happen. And sure enough, man, I mean, it's starting to pick up. He's got a really, really good job. And hopefully
He's got a couple,
down the
about three
down the
cool
pipe,
decent projects going on. One's a good one. Let's go to Garland O'Neill and talk about Garland standing us up Sunday. We went and whacked the trout at Chandeleur Sunday morning, and I was texting Garland at 5:15, and he did not show up. So I don't know what he's got. He can make a response here and let us know why he didn't show up, and that would have been another 15 good fish we could have kept.
Yeah, Garland, why'd you dip out like that? I'm sorry, I did put in the comments for y'all's show, your description. I said both y'all are dancers. So that's Chris over there. Chris works with y'all, right?
That's in the past, man. That's in the
No,
past.
Talbot's so Chris Roberts works for us, but Talbot's just a really good friend, man, that we met in college and just kind of hit it off. Been best friends ever since. Does a lot of fishing with us.
What kind of career is he in?
He's real estate. over in
Talbot
New
Realty
Orleans.
in New
Yeah,
Orleans, man.
yeah.
They're the I would call them the real estate gurus in
Yeah,
the city.
big family business.
Big
you know,
family.
Are they
it's-
connected to the mafia?
Could be. That Big Bob over there, he was a great guy. Talbot's dad.
I need to go visit that guy because I like going with people that live in New Orleans. That they show the best spots. You go with somebody that lives in New Orleans. We go with one of Emily's best friend. He coaches basketball at one of the private schools over there, and he cigar smoking, beer drinking. That's when so Zoni Mash came here. Zoni Mash in New Orleans. They played with Oliver, and I got them FEB
Okay.
distributing. Like, we can't get distributing in Mississippi. I'm like, I can call somebody. And I called Jeff, and Jeff, him and his wife went and signed Zoni Mash 2 weeks later.
Sweet.
But this is like, I would have never knew about this place if I didn't go with her friend, because you get to see New Orleans when you go with the locals.
Yeah, they know.
Man, we've had some good times in the city of New Orleans, that's for sure.
What's your favorite
Chris
spot?
Talbot.
I like Mardi Gras World. I like the concerts there.
I just think of all the bars, man, that we've
And
spent time.
it's over the years, Chris Talbot has led us, down these different roads and different bars. I mean, it's amazing, countless times. And sometimes it's like is the blind leading the blind here? Like, where are we going?
Yeah, he doesn't have a
We
clue.
spent- we spent a lot
I
of
can just
time.
remember like sitting on Bourbon Street with Talbot kind of leading the crew. And he's like 25 to 30 yards in front of like our whole crew, like stopping and looking, like just kind of tapping his toe, like just ready, or his foot ready for us to catch up.
We spent a lot of time in the Red Eye bar right
Yeah,
there
yeah.
and all that, and funny, like, you probably asked me about this in a little while, but our little brother, Hartwell, he was a bartender there for years. And I always wonder if he was bartending when we went in there and hung out back when. So it's pretty wild.
What year? Let's see, 18. Started doing New Orleans trips. I was like 16.
Shit,
I started
we
going to
were
New
like
Orleans.
16. Hell, when we were 16, it was 18 to drink in Louisiana. So we were hitting Bimini Bay and all
Bay,
those
right here in
places.
Slidell, we would always make that trip. Go for it.
Get your daiquiri first.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had so much fun. I was really big into rap back then, so I used to go see like the Cash Money Crew.
Do you rap at all?
Mm-mm. I like rap music though.
Okay. I
Yeah,
bet you could flow a little bit if you turn something.
I did.
You want to hit it one time? For us?
No, I did. I had B Pace on. He's a rapper from here, Biloxi, and Plowed. Plowed does he does the surveying. Preston Emmons.
The name sounds familiar.
He's a rapper, like a SoundCloud rapper, but big time, like good. And we did a show one night here with me, him, and Brooks, and we all four rapped. And then we ended up leaving here, going to their class reunion at Biloxi at the White House Hotel. I remember doing a live show here, all hopping in, going to their class reunion, and it was awesome. It was a great night. And then B Pace performed. B Pace performed at a local, it was like the Blocks, was that bar on Pass Road? It's not there anymore, by Boudoir. It was a crazy night. Yeah, I mean, if I
Might have
could,
been after my time from running. You're a lot younger than I am. So.
this is 2 years ago.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we were like Barracudas in the break room.
Oh yeah,
That was when we were running on the Mississippi
in the
Coast.
casinos too,
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
Backstage.
Yep.
Yeah. What was the one in Gulfport? Yeah, it's a wild one too. It was a free for all back then, man.
Grand had bars back then
Oh shit.
in Gulfport.
Well, the backstage was actually like wasn't it like a little arena where they did shows?
Yeah, man.
But it's turned into a bar,
Big
like a
club.
club,
It's a club.
at night, yeah, on the weekends.
Really?
Yeah.
I was a kid in a play center. My dad was gambling.
Do they have that shit anymore? Is that a thing? Do people, are there clubs? People go to clubs?
No,
Isn't there one in the
875. It's not really
Yeah,
club.
I mean, they don't have actual clubs anymore.
No,
I always wonder that. It was like,
Wasn't there one at the IP or something?
there
For a
was.
long time?
There was their Hard Rock. Hard Rock has their they brought back the Roadhouse.
is that up the elevator?
No, the Roadhouse Live.
Okay. Oh yeah, I got
It's
you.
back now. I don't know. We just never had like we had what Coyote Uglies wasn't that?
That was yeah, that
What
was
was so when the brew pub though? Remember the brew pub?
Yeah,
in-
the
in
Coast.
Bow? Yeah, it turned into the Coast.
Well, no, it's like a that's kind of like their the
No,
gambling
that's-
hub
yeah,
now.
man, that's their sports bet.
Yeah,
Is it really?
but they make more money that way.
Yeah.
Like the Coast was, I mean, good. Tony ran that, but then sports bet. I mean, you go in there and you get your bourbons and you get to gamble. You get to watch any game you want, but you get that high end service. I don't think they're ever going to do that. Switch it out. They do like a lot of pool parties. I mean,
The Mo
yeah.
pool.
yeah, Hard Rock, all of them pretty much. Like they do DJs every Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, but you're always on the island.
I rolled up in there and it'd be like,
Look,
bunch of
Talbot
grandpas.
put Good Times in the brew pub. He was in there with us many
Oh, yeah.
times.
I love that place.
Somehow
Joe
he would
Clan.
always figure out a way to like skip the line and act like he had already been in. So every time, and he would go in, and I remember me trying to get in, I would get stopped every time. He just had it figured out. Old Talbot.
What was the price on getting in there? Do y'all remember? I know they had a dress code.
I don't think there was a cover.
I think there was. I think it was like $10. Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was good times. I had a my roommate, he passed away. It's him right here. What? Jughead, he was a bartender. He was my roommate for years, but he was a bartender at the Bow, so we just always go. But a lot of our spots were like Reno's too. Like I love I'm not calling them hole in the walls, but you know what I mean by that. Like I like Gills. I like
that's my kind of
like
place.
Capone's has been
Yeah,
great. Like
yeah.
every time you're like, come to Capone's. It's like every time I've been to Capone's, I've had the best time.
It's a great time.
I mean, I like Sunkiss.
So, back to Capone's, man. So I get we had Brandis's sister's friends came in from his two twin sisters, and one of them's married. She's got they have two kids. They were in town for July 4th weekend, so they asked if we would bring them to Horn Island. I was like, yeah, let's bring them, So we had like 16 of us on my boat. We got to Horn Island. We get back, and you got to bring them to Capone's for a minute. So Brad, bartender, everybody knows Brad. So Brad knows, like, Brandis goes in with the girls, and like Brad lights his nipples on fire, and then I bring like a crew in, and then he lights his nipples on fire again. That's just part of the the alert of that bar, man. It's so cool.
Last
What?
time-
It's all
my-
about the bar.
Are you serious?
Oh,
my
shit,
last
yeah.
memory of that
Brad
place.
Joyner, man, he's the best. He's one of the most amazing bartenders I've ever met in my life. I mean, entertainment, man, just great guy.
So you can imagine if I go in there and I don't walk in with him, everybody's like, thinks I'm Cam. So I'm talking to all these people, and then there was this one guy in there, I can't even remember his name, but I had him going so much, and he walked out back to that little outdoor
yeah.
area. So I decided to walk out there like with Brandis, and left Cam inside so he would think I was Cam even more. And I just kept talking to him. But finally, I don't know if he figured it out or I had to tell him, but it was pretty funny.
I can tell you right now though, y'all don't look nothing alike. But I guess I just hang out with y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
you
I
don't look
said, if
nothing
you
like-
know us and you're around us all
Yeah.
the time. It's totally different.
I got that resting bitch face. I think Kane's got an RBF too, man. I'm looking
Yeah.
over at the screen. I think he's got a resting bitch face too. Look at that. Fucking gravity's a killer, isn't it? So, getting old.
The how about what's in Fairhope? I mean, I know you got the Grand Hotel. You hang out there a lot.
I do. It's a great little spot. We're members at Lakewood over there, so
They got a couple good little bars over there.
they do. Yeah. So they've got the Birdcage, which is Bucky's, which is inside the hotel, and that's a great little spot right there. A lot of soft seating and fire pits out back. It's a great spot. Have you been there before?
It's probably been 2009, 10.
Yeah, that's a must go to spot. If you're there hanging out.
When I was going to Daphne High, I was going there a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's where we
Yeah.
would go, like, because I wasn't allowed to, because we were living in Baldwin on Bleckley Way. I live right next to Ed Seafood, the owner. We were neighbors.
Okay, yeah.
And but my parents wouldn't let me go to West Mobile. A lot of them kids too, when they live there, they can't go. They can only go Daphne, Fairhope. Like you're not like a lot of the parents won't let you go downtown Mobile. I ended up one night in Pritchard. I was in my mom's little red BMW, kind of like Corky Romano, like a Miata. And I was just,
Yeah,
I didn't know what Pritchard was.
Miata.
Was it a convertible?
Yeah.
I bet your head was sticking over the windshield a little bit. Huh?
No, I was short then. I was probably 5'9". I was probably 5'9", but I'm saying I remember. Have you been to Pritchard before?
Oh yeah.
It's like a movie. It's
Mhm.
like a. Have you been?
Have I been?
Probably not.
It's like the old Mobile, but it's like run down. And it's, I mean, I remember the cop stopping me and going, "Son, run the lights." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Run the lights, get out of here." Because I didn't know. I was just driving around like, "Oh, old Mobile," and it's like just, I mean, I don't know. It's been a decade or more, but that place was abandoned when I went through
Yeah.
it. Like old buildings that like really nice architecture. Nobody there. It's like when you go to like North Mississippi and you see them old towns, and you're like, I would love to develop something there, but there's no people that will go to it.
Didn't they pull the Mobile Bay Bears? Didn't they, the AAA or AA team?
Yeah, they're going. So, we did get a Top Golf over in that area.
Oh
which
yeah,
is
that
really
Top
cool.
Golf.
They're doing one in Ridgeland.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
I think the Bow has something like that, but it's not the real.
It's a virtual deal.
I grew up at a 19th hole. Shout out to Tommy Soche, he was the GM.
Wait, up right here on Pops Fair?
No, in Ocean Springs, right behind Community Bank.
Oh.
There used to be a driving range that Tommy Soche ran.
Oh yeah. There was wasn't there a 19th hole bar right there at the little par 3 on Pops Ferry back in the day? Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I remember it being a bar because I mean, my dad's bar was. You ever remember Played Against Sports?
Yeah.
So Mr. Joey owned it. He lives, I guess, Chicago now, but my dad just hung out there and gambled. My dad's a big, like, I don't know anymore, but he used to be a big time. He loved betting on football. But I got unlimited coins.
Man, I don't know Cain either. I've just never been a gambler, man. Just not a.
Yeah, right, dude. You have a boat. You gamble all the time. You have a boat.
I could do it every now and then, but I'm just, I enjoy doing it just for a little amount of time. So,
Well,
and I'm not going to lose a lot of money doing it. So.
But if I do go, like I said, if we decide to go, I'll bring like 500.
Do it for
But when I was 21, it got real bad because like they had the blackjack tables at the Hard Rock in the bar area, so I just sit there and play. And then as I got older, I don't know, I'll bring a couple $100. Like me and Emily would go, but if we lose it, we lose it. Like we already know. We already know it's gone. We're not going to the ATM. We're not getting any more money
I
out.
love watching my buddies gamble. I've been doing that for 30 years.
Now this year I stayed at the Bow for a weekend and she went shopping because we were staying, staycation. And I must have had, I don't know, $60. And I sat there at the video poker bar while she went shopping and played video poker and won.
I could do that.
But it was 3 hours and I actually, so I got down to like $20, but I was tipping my bartender.
Yeah.
But I was under $100 playing. And then I just went over to that big machine, the big slot machine, and I pulled it and won another $100 and just went back to the pool. She said, "All right, babe, let's go to the pool." And I remember handing her the cash. I don't know where that cash went. Like that's,
well, you did the right thing and you gave it to her.
no, but if I have cash for $20 between her and Oliver, I mean, you set it on that counter.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Man, you can't even get 2 rounds of Dippin' Dots for $20 anymore, man.
It's sad.
Yeah, I could do the video poker a little bit. So whenever I go and the guys are doing the blackjack and all that, I'm typically hanging out doing that. So.
Video poker. It's just, I mean, it's soothing. I like it because it's chill and you don't have to like rush through it. I like roulette, but I don't like being hovered over. Like especially,
there's not a lot of people. Yeah, it's a lot more enjoyable.
I used to go to the Palace. The Palace is a spot. It's a non-smoking.
I like
Oh,
those,
yeah.
man. You remember the first time we went to the Palace for something to do with Chandeleur beer? I think we were meeting. This was probably 9. I don't know. They've been smoke free for a long time.
Oh, it
Yeah.
smells so good.
Well, we walked in there and I'm looking around and Kane's looking around. Everything was just kind of weird, trying to figure it out. And the problem is it wasn't hazy. You could see from one side of the casino all the way to the other because there was no smoke.
Everything was
We
clear.
were like,
the
damn, it smelled
ceiling.
good. We're like, man, this is great. It's cool.
But there's also
I remember that.
Mhm.
But there's also some of them places you enjoy. Like I like the Project Lounge. You been there?
Have I been there?
Yeah.
I've been there about 1,000 times. Probably. You gotta let your eyes adjust for about 10 minutes to see a foot in front of you.
Well, but the Palace though is like it's if you do want to do like little fun gambling, it's not a bad place. I enjoy Wahoo's too, but I don't. Do a lot of people go anymore?
That's my gig. Oh yeah, man, we enjoyed it this summer. It was a lot of folks. Yeah, man.
What's your spot on the boat?
You know, Wahoo's, but really the Highlands are my spot. That's where I like to go.
The same, you know, I mean, we'll go to different eating spots. So we've got I guess that was Saturday. We ended up at Fort Morgan, Jesse's on the water. You ever heard of Jesse's restaurant, Magnolia Springs?
Nope.
Been around for years and years, but they built a new one over on the water at Fort Morgan, just south of the beach club. It's all open underneath, fans everywhere. Really cool atmosphere, cool vibe there. And then, like Cam said, you know, the islands. Like Sunday, we took the kids to Sand Island. You know.
So how long does it take for y'all to meet up from y'all's houses? Because you're on the water, right? Too.
I am. Man, we do this camping trip at Horn Island every year. We'll kind of meet there. That's a lot closer to him, but you know, I can get from my house in Fairhope to Cat Island to the camp in about 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes if I don't stop. But the problem is when I'm going along those barrier islands, dude, I got to stop. You know, I just can't stand it. West End of Dolphin Island, so beautiful. Petty Boy.
Well, we need to. We should do a. We should meet up at like West Petty Boy.
Yeah, we could do that.
Bring
Yeah.
the family.
So now we got a 26-foot boat,
Yes.
and you about 26 too.
25, yeah.
So that's good enough size for y'all.
For me,
Yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah,
about
these are-
max
those
where
are-
I'm at on the bay. You know,
Our
it can get
fishing
pretty shallow.
boats, you know, like
Yeah.
inshore and a little bit offshore,
Yeah.
but mainly inshore fishing boats. And we keep a boat in Orange Beach. Cabos.
Yeah, I went to Horn for 4th of July with my buddy Cal and Brian and his family. We had 21 kids with us. It was a good time. All dads were just lined up in the barrier. The kids caught 4 dozen crabs. So I mean, we had a good time. We went back to his house and bowled the crabs, but the kids had a blast. I haven't been out there in so long. I was telling you, I haven't been out there, but we went south side of it. We just seen all the dads. We all just sat in our lawn chairs because most kids were 6, 7.
Bring Oliver on the camp trip with us, man. Dad's kids camp trip.
Butler's been telling me that I need to go too.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, he loves that stuff.
Right? 19 October. I think it's
I
October.
think so, yeah.
18.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it.
Y'all catch a lot of crabs out there?
That time of
They
year,
fish
they're
a
not
little
in there as
bit.
thick. But man, those
There's
kids,
so much to do on the island.
those
besides
sand dunes,
fish. I mean,
yeah,
they're running
they
build
just love
forts,
running.
building their own little fires and camp areas. I mean, it's
They're scavengers too, man. Like they'll go out and they'll be coming back, like dragging ropes and just all kind of stuff.
So y'all like having y'all's lodge now? What is that? How many people can sleep in that place?
Oh, dude, you got
well, that's a good question.
I think we've got 18 bunks
But you can sleep anywhere.
plus all the owners' rooms. Yeah, you got
I'd say it's
couches.
close to 40. It's gotta be close to 40. Huh?
No, we got one
30s.
has 8, 2, 4. One's got 6. The downstairs, upstairs has got 4 bunks, which would be 8. And then you got
But
those
you got
other
eight
2.
owners' rooms.
Oh
too,
yeah.
man.
When you
So
count
could
the
put-
owners' rooms, you're
I mean,
looking
if
at
you
35
say
people.
me and
Yeah.
Brandis and I go, that's 2 people in that room. If you go for like a July 4th weekend, it's a family weekend, and you have your spouse or whatever, you could, that's 2 people in a bed.
Do y'all rent y'all's personal rooms out or no?
No. Mhm.
So you have a personal room. You have a personal room.
All the owners have
So
their own room.
y'all like being there because you got you got your own little spot. You can go out and fish. You got smaller boats out there, probably, huh?
Mhm. Yeah, it gets we have some good times out there for
Yeah,
sure.
it's a
It gets
great
there's
spot.
so many people. I guess you guys were over for Cain's buddy EW's daughter was getting married, and
They did a
his
bachelor party
son-in-law
over there,
had a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bachelor party. Just a bunch of really young guys out there. They were fishing really hard, and then some of the other Fairhope guys came in town. It was
Well,
for
that was
Shandy Fest,
Shandy
actually.
Fest, yeah.
So we all stayed at the camp on Friday, and so that whole crew was in there. So there was people everywhere. So my buddy thought he locked down a bed and had his bag in there, and then he passed out or went to go pass out at, I don't know, probably whatever time it was, and he gets in the bed and he feels a pair of sunglasses. He's like, "That's weird. That's not mine." So he passes out. He wakes up and there's a dude next to him in the bed.
Happens. It happens. I mean, I don't know. I
Oh
mean,
man. So then he goes and uses the bathroom and goes back, says fuck it, just goes back to sleep in the bed.
Yeah, and though I will say those bunks are a little bit bigger than the smaller
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
It's not like a single, like it's it's probably a queen size bed. It's his defense.
well, I mean,
His
I
black dog.
think for us when we're growing up, we always did tents. Well, we're always in tents.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
we didn't have campers. It was tents. My grandfather, Jack Jordan, he passed away, but I was just telling you, he's the guy. Like when you get in Alabama for the longest time, when you drove to Alabama and you look, and there was 4 or 5 school buses on the right in the field. Was my grandfather. He didn't believe in electricity. Like he lived in them buses, and he's a banjo teacher. He was an airboat mechanic, and he played banjo. And he would just like have a generator. He'd run him like a little generator, but he would live in the buses, and you'd always see it on the right. There's probably 1,000 acres, 500 acres right there, and it would be them colorful school buses. And the guy my mom, I think she was 13 or maybe 13 when they actually lived in a home. My mom always lived in tents with her siblings. She has like 10 siblings. I have 10 aunts and uncles,
Wow.
but they all lived like in Alabama. They all lived in on the creeks, the bayou. Like that's how they live their life. So like when we go, I remember the one time I made it. I messed up. I fell asleep in the sand. I remember as a kid, I just fell asleep, no pillow, no nothing. And I remember waking up and my eyes were just caked, just nothing but sand in my eyes.
Sandman got you, bro.
Yeah.
Sandman.
But I mean, you all have people out there though that crash out there on a hammock out there, huh? You got a bunch of hammocks.
It's mainly tents. Yeah, we all have tents.
I mean, how much land do you have right there?
You, oh, no, I'm just kidding.
No. But how many like you got an acre, 1 acre, 2 acres?
Some of the island.
For y'all, like y'all's
Oh, dude,
lots.
it's like the lot's not very big, but I mean the whole island. We have at our disposal. So I mean, we have those side by sides. We can ride all over the island, and you take a boat. And there's plenty of beaches to go.
Cat's one of the most lush islands. So there's lots of interior ponds and forest and just vegetation everywhere. There's a lot of the bugs are legit. So if you're on Cat Island, you want to camp, I would suggest being in a tent. I mean, it's bad. They get pretty gnarly out there.
What type of bugs we talking?
Dude,
Ones
they bite.
Ones that bite
Whatever
the
they
shit out
are.
of you.
So we got. I had my C Roberds guys. We went. I want to show them the west side of the island where they have all the. There's a lot of history out there. The old dog kennels, all that stuff. From whenever they were training. The World War II, Japanese Americans in World War II.
Oh, I bet you can find a lot of shit out there too.
It's really cool. Yes, I wanted to show them that. Well, of course, it had just stopped raining, so there was 0 wind, right? So that's whenever everything comes out and it wants to bite. So literally, I think we ran through probably 6 or 7 banana spiders getting there, and then every time we would get off the side by sides, like the guys would be like running around, like jumping because bugs were like this hit. It's nuts. But in the wintertime, in the fall, that's the best time to be out there on the side because the bugs aren't there. So.
But y'all spend what 70% of y'all life in the water? I mean, y'all love water
as much as possible.
I mean, that's what your mom was saying. Even as kids, y'all. I mean, that's what all y'all did.
Well, we didn't have a choice, I mean, look at my grandparents, my mom's mom and dad. I mean, they were they had boats. That's what they did. They had camp down in La France, and we stayed on those boats in the marsh at the island, Ship Island, Chandeleur Island. Well, Ship was huge back then. That's where we all went, and then my mom had boats too. And of course, when I would go visit with Dad in Alabama, we were always on a boat with him.
And then Pops had a buddy of his. This is before Orange Beach wasn't what it is today. I mean, we were like pre-teenagers, probably 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. And Pops had a camp. A guy gave him this old Airstream. And Airstreams weren't cool back then. I mean, like they are now, right?
Like hipsters now.
Yeah, they're cool. But back then, somebody gave him one. I think it had 10 full on all the windows. It was right there in a little camp house, close, heading down.
It was off
Canal. It was right
on
the north side of Canal.
North side. Yep.
And they had one little window unit. The guy gave it to him. It was an amazing little camp, and the toilet didn't work. You had to pee in the sink, but it did have.
It was cold.
It had a community bathroom. You know, that was the best camp ever.
AC
man. We
worked
caught so
great.
many-
There were
we would night
roaches,
fish like
roaches everywhere.
yeah, Old River and all that good stuff, man. Trout.
So it started young for y'all fishing.
shit,
Like that's been y'all's thing, like a y'all duo. So like at night y'all just get out.
Beer can.
You
and
got a hole in your left.
I don't know. It's probably that resting bitch face, dude.
I'm telling you, man.
Can I grab a beer?
Yeah, what you want?
Oh,
bud?
that's
Whatever.
what it is. It's ice.
I got a 228.
Yeah, that's ice.
You left that. Like one of y'all left that.
This here?
Yeah, that's one of y'all's. The can't.
I got a Freemason 228 or a Pelican.
Let me try that 228.
There you go.
Now I've been loving that benefit. Y'all still doing y'all's benefit, right? For like the businesses, charities.
That run is over with right now.
But this is your brother-in-law.
Yeah, that's Ken.
He had a badass band. Badass
Couple of
band.
them.
I used to go watch him at was it Lynchburg Landing? I love that
Yeah.
place. You know, people. Do you know the story about Ocean Springs and why Ocean Springs is called Ocean Springs?
Somewhat.
So Jeff came on and told me about it. But Lynchburg Landing,
Jeff.
O'Keefe, Big Jeff. But Lynchburg Landing was the city actual Ocean Springs. It's called Lynchburg Landing, and the owner had artesian wells. People would come all around for the artesian wells. Well, the slave owner, Mr. Lynchburg, beat one of his slaves, and he got on his boat and went down the bayou because the city was trying to kill him, and they got so disgusted. Well, they had a hotel called the Ocean Springs Hotel, so they decided to name the city Ocean Springs after the hotel, and that's why you got Ocean Springs. But it was owned by Mr. Lynchburg. And
You know what? You know what? Why it's called the City of Discovery?
no, want to tell me that one?
No, you don't know that.
Well, I'm just learning
It's the City of Discovery, man. 1699. Pierre Lemoyne d'Iberville. You didn't know that?
a little bit.
Just kidding.
You're just
That's
trolling
all-
right now.
that's all I
You're a
know.
troll.
That's all I know right
Cain's sweet and Cam's a dick. No, but I just thought it was cool about because Mr.
That is.
Jeff, the funeral homes, Bradford Cave Funeral Homes, like on Porter, that was his family home.
I would love to know where all the old wells were located.
There's one behind Burger King, right by Ricky's
Well,
house.
that one's still. It's got a little memorial deal out there.
Yeah.
It's a little plaque history deal.
We could go find it.
There's got to be a ton of them.
Oh, yeah. I think it's cool history. You think you'd bottle that up, or I mean, how's
Shit, there could be
Turbo Water
Oh,
2.0?
something out, yeah.
I mean, I think that's now you're in the Gulf Hills area too. How's that going? Development,
Oh, we love it, man.
golf course
Great.
back up.
Yeah, man, it's looking great. They switched it from an 18-hole course to a 9-hole, which is pretty common across the United States. Golf courses are struggling in general, and being able to go to a 9-hole course, and if you want to play 18, you just play both.
Just play it again.
Twice,
Yeah.
and but the maintenance cost and operation costs are down to where it's manageable. And
Oh
I think
wait,
it's
so y'all got to pay
about-
HOA. Y'all got to pay for that.
Oh no.
No?
It's private.
Separate. Yeah.
It's private.
And they
Really?
developed. Didn't they develop some of the old 9 that they?
They did. They have
Yeah.
a bunch of kind of track style houses that they've developed back there for sure. It's a little while. I mean, luckily, where I'm at, I don't get that traffic, but I do have to run through that portion of traffic on Shore Drive. And I've noticed, I told my wife the other day, I was like, I could drive through Gulf Hills 3 times and never see another car on the road. And now when I drive through Gulf Hills, like I'm passing like 20 people just to get to, Fort Bayou Bridge to go to work.
Well, it's a hot spot now, though.
Yeah, it's a
I guess you hang out over there at Brittany Jordan's dad had a house over there. That's kind of where, because that's like the stomping ground St. Martin. There's a
Man,
lot of
look,
parties
when
in that
we
place back
moved
in the day.
there, I
Oh, I
think
bet.
it was like 8 or 9 years ago when we built our house. We took our kids trick or treating, and I was knocking on people's doors, and there was no other trick or treaters in the neighborhood. And these people were coming to the door, like this elderly lady. Oh, I hadn't had a trick or treater in 16 years. You know? and,
Sweet.
but man, it is so different now. It's just such a different, neighborhood. There's a lot of young people. A lot of kids running around, so it's really turned into a cool place.
It's cool to see that because
It's revived. It's revival, man.
are you in a district like that?
Man, I'm down County Road 1 in Fairhope, South Fairhope. So I call it the low rent district. So basically, when Scenic, so you know where the hotel is, right?
Yeah.
Point Clear. You go south right there, Scenic 98 kind of turns left and turns into 98. And then that Bay Drive, when you're still on the Bay Drive and south, turns into County Road 1. So I live probably about a mile and a half down there. And the next real main landmark is Mullet Point. I'm exactly 1 mile south of Mullet Point. So there's not a whole lot of full-time. I mean, we do have some full-time people, but there's a lot of people that live in Mobile and other states. They're just bay homes, you know, and they come and during the holidays and the summertime and hang out. So, no, I mean, we can't go trick-or-treating down there. I mean, I can the neighbors.
You got Cedar Grove, dude. Cedar Grove, so I grew up. Cedar Grove.
Oh yeah.
You can trick-or-treat there all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandparents had the second house in there. My grandfather, he's from Biloxi, and that's why we have the Durons and Derwins. So there's, my grandfather built the house right there in Cedar Grove. I grew up in Cedar Grove at my grandparents' house. There was always manhunt. There's, Richard lived about 7 houses down. My cousin Josh White, he's a captain of Tommy Monroe. He was across the street.
Okay.
So we just grew up in a there was a lot of kids though. I mean, every house had, I don't know, 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah, see, that's cool. We don't really get that where we're at, but at this point, like the youngest one has, it's overwhelming. Like she's staying the night with a friend and I. Fisher's got a buddy that actually lives on County Road 1, which is great for them, so they can hang out a lot together, in the rivers, jet skis, john boats. Of course, Jackson's leaving.
What did he commit to?
He's going to Alabama. Like we're moving him in next week.
How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it. I'm actually kind of excited about it.
You have fun?
Nervous about it. Just scared shitless. It's my first kid going to college, so I just hope he makes his grades. Because I sure as hell didn't my first year. But I was young.
He can always go back to Southern.
Older than I was. So Cam and I graduated high school pretty young. So I'm hoping he's matured a little bit.
What's he gonna do?
more. I think
Tennis?
he's gonna be fine. No, he's not doing tennis, man. It's so hard. Even Southern Miss, but these large universities, there's a lot of foreign recruitments, that get in there and get scholarships and play. You got to really be crazy good,
European
to be able to get a scholarship or even play. Now, I guess you could maybe walk on, but he had a great run and he's ready to move on to something different. He's already signed a bid with fraternity. So Cam and I went that route. We went to Southern Miss. I'm excited for him. He's already done stuff with the other pledge class, like went and saw a minor league baseball game in Birmingham the other day.
It's all about network. That's a good, y'all are networked.
Yeah.
Like, y'all have y'all's group of friends that went to college with y'all. You got a massive group of friends.
Well, yeah,
we did a trip last
I was just getting ready to say
Sunday night through Wednesday morning on the Diversion, which is the old Joker's Wild, Pelez boat, and Sharon and George. They sold to Brondale, Ocean Springs guy, younger guy, and man, what a great operation! The boat was fantastic. Their crew, Jeremy the captain, Scotty the cook and deckhand, and then Trey. I mean, it was all around. What a great trip. And it was a bunch of old fraternity brothers, 12 of us.
Yeah, I decided to go that route. So I put that one on every year. And I decided to go more of the old Kappa Sig route. Man, it turned out great. It was awesome. We all caught fish. We all got to
But that's
out.
what colleges, I went.
One guy did.
Who?
Payne.
Well, he didn't fish.
Yeah.
He just hung out.
I think
he was there with us.
I think that's, with like Jackson doing that and going to college, you got to network. I'm worried about, a lot of these kids now, like not pushing themselves, like on a creative thing, like, starting younger businesses. Now everybody wants to, I remember in 2011, 12, I was streaming on Twitch making money. Like I was a gamer. Now you're seeing a whole field of these kids that are in this gaming world now. There's so many different careers now, but it's all through media.
Whew. Oh man, that's a tough one, man. My son is he loves the games on the computer. It's hard, I think any dad, I could speak for any dad across America or any in the world probably, but it's tough because we didn't have that, Cain and I didn't have that.
They didn't have video games
back
then.
Nintendo, I think, but we were late to the game on that one. Atari, Frogger, but it's very I don't know. I feel like it just sucks these kids in.
Yeah, it's just
What
different.
scares me is the social interaction that they have is based off of this virtual, computer, and they have friends. And my buddy of mine the other day said that his daughter had a few friends and he hadn't met them yet, so he put on an Oculus and so he could meet his daughter's friends, like on the in the world of Oculus games. And I was like, man, they're like, well, hey, I'm so and so. I've been friends for so many years with blah blah. And I was like, shit, man, we're in a weird, totally different world.
I got one back there.
Though? Yeah, but you have to. I mean, we live in a time where you have to accept that. You just have to figure out a way as a parent to navigate it. And my wife, does a very good job of that. And it's just hard.
Do you limit time, gaming time?
Yeah, we
It's gotta
do the
be
best.
regulated.
You got to. That's the best thing you got to. I mean, but these kids can make money. Like, they can make money. And I think that's another thing too, is I think in the next 5 to 10 years, these VR kids, I'm telling you, there are a lot more kids that are going to work from home, can operate robots through their devices in their hands. So you don't have to have it, like, you still need somebody to operate a robot. And it's going to come into that situation. I mean, you're always going to have your home builders, your construction jobs, but there's a lot of stuff now that they've got these robots that these kids, like, so my nephew Gannon, he is Gannon was Gannon 26 now. He is a drone pilot for the Air Force, or was, but they got him when he was like 18 and he became a drone pilot in Vegas. So all he's been doing is flying jets, not like little drones.
Oh, the bigger ones.
So like fighter jets.
Oh, okay.
But he has a simulation and he controls a full jet. It's a video game, but
I didn't even know this existed either, man. Not to cut you off, Jordan, but my buddy's wife was in Phoenix today, and they got an Uber, and the damn Jaguar picked him up, didn't have a damn driver.
Yeah, it's
I
coming.
didn't even know that existed, man.
No, it's coming.
I stay south of I-10 as much as possible.
Your boat, I mean, does your boat have can you auto drive your boat now? See, come on, think about y'all's boats and how you can do that now. It's just, now you can take like your 9 to 5. Okay. You're like, hey, Jackson, you get on the computer, you control VR, but you got to operate building this engine. They can do that now. I mean, you're going to see so much benefits. I mean, I think it's, Emily teaches at a college. She actually she got a promotion. So now Emily works from home and teaches at Pearl River Community College from home. A lot of these kids are online now, but it's just, regulating, make sure that you have a VPN. I will say that. Make sure you have a VPN. So VPN will say if Mac's playing video games.
Is that a variable processing network?
I guess, yeah, VPN.
I don't have any idea. I just made that up.
But no, but the thing is, it's like $20 to $30 a month. But like, so when I got swatted on Twitch, I was a Twitch streamer. I was in my house at Hickory Hills, and I had 15 SWAT members come to my house, surround my house. And it was because a kid called in on Skype and said, I watched my neighbor murder his wife and kids. So I was going viral on Twitter, and my buddy Coldside, Tyler, he was living in Sacramento, California as an engineer. He ran our clan, which we had about, 3 million subscribers, but he was our leader. We had about 80 of us all around the world. We'd do like Dorito challenge, Taco Bell challenges. We were sponsored, but he remember him calling me going, Jordan, shut your system down, walk out with your hands up. There's cops surrounding your whole house. I thought he was joking, but I opened,
Dude, that's crazy.
I
man.
opened the window, and I always have a Glock. Tom was carrying Glock 23, but I remember opening the window and I see him. I'm telling you, surround the whole house. One had a shotgun on the back of my Z, and Scott Rossi, he was a Delta Tire World manager. Here's my neighbor. His wife pulled up and she's like, oh, they got him now, drugs or whatever. She couldn't figure out, because I had a house and I had a couple cars. But she didn't realize is that her kids always left their house key. So when they got off the school bus, they stayed at my house. I wasn't going to leave them outside. So Scott always came over when he got off of work. He'd come and pick them up. But like, yeah, they came in, they tore everything in my house. They tackled me. I mean, it's dangerous.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't move my arm for like 2 months. But that's what I'm saying. So you need a VPN, because if a kid wanted to, they can swat your house. They can find a VPN will give your IP address and it'll tell everybody exactly where your house is. They can call in your house and call the cops on your, I mean, they could send your public data. So a VPN, you can be in, if you're in Fairhope, you can actually be in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. Your modem will say Atlanta, Georgia. So nobody can ever track y'all's internet.
Wow. Shit, I'm actually making myself a note.
You need that for the business and everything. You just need to.
I've seen that somewhere before. Is that something you get like if you go overseas or something to help protect like the internet use? Or whatever?
What it is so if Cain's house, if you hit a switch, you can put it for California, so nobody can know where your internet flow is. So if for C Roberds Construction, C Roberts Construction will show Texas if you want. But the thing is, if somebody wants your data, they can find off an IP address, they can find your address to your bank accounts. That's the only thing I'm worried about this world like that, especially when you're making a fast transaction of let's say 10 grand. And they could take that money, but y'all wouldn't the thing is you wouldn't know because they could take 100 for y'all's company, how big it is now. $100 can go unheard. You can pull pennies, and that's what
a little bit at a time.
Oh yeah,
that's happening though.
Oh yeah,
you would never know.
I see. It's there's a lot of fraud out there when it comes to anything. The banks do a really good job, but they're caught. I mean, they're trying to stay on top of it. It's got to be difficult. We had
shout out to Benji.
Man, there's no doubt. I was about to go there, but so we had two instances. I'll say that really come to my mind right now that makes me nervous about the whole situation. But we had a check fraud a few times, and we had a guy that was making, was it Chandeleur or
it was C Roberds checks? C Roberds
checks.
Had both, but that last one I remember.
And they caught it. Hancock Whitney caught it, but the check was signed by Dale Earnhardt.
And it was his real signature. If you go look at Dale Earnhardt's signature.
Yeah, that's how he was signing the checks.
But they caught it.
They caught it.
The bank caught it.
Yeah, so which is good. But could they track it down? I don't know, man. I guess that's a whole nother world. But there's another instance that was extremely scary. I was actually with a couple buddies. We were eating in Mason Delu in Ocean Springs. My wife said, "Hey, I'm at the bank right now. I'm going to go ahead and send this transfer." And I was like, "Transfer what?" And she's like, "Well, you asked me to do a direct transfer to so and so via email." I was like, "No, I didn't." This guy took my email address and formed it to where it was an email from me asking Cain, "Hey, I'm going to have Brandis make this transfer, blah blah blah," and had Cain respond back, "Yeah, I'm good with it." And then I sent it to Brandis, and it wasn't me. And this wasn't a fake email, dude. This was Camac at CRobertsGC.com. Sent the email to Brandis. She went to the bank and was going to do the transaction.
It was a big transaction.
Yes.
Oh shit.
It was like 80 or 90 grand.
Jesus.
I was like, holy shit. So we caught it last minute. And it was it was that close. The guy did it all up. She called me. She was walking in the bank and called me.
And I'll tell you,
caught it. Thank God.
Yeah, you don't need to answer any emails, guys. If you see anybody asking for money, you don't. I get that with my server. I'll get where they try to dupe and make these same you owe this subscription, you pay this, and they'll send it. They'll send it info at Oliver Scott Insurance. But I deal this with Don Parker. Me and Don went through some situations where he was getting hit a lot. And honestly, guys, don't respond to any type of email stuff. It's getting so bad right now, and that's what scares me. Because I just don't. That's one thing about me is I'd rather earn my money. I'm not trying to scam somebody. You're more welcome. Yeah, but that's scary because the problem is they're going after retired older parents.
Oh yeah, they're more vulnerable.
Yeah, your mom, people like that. They're going after people like that, and it's
gullible too.
But they don't know any better.
They don't. So we had one. Here's another instance. This was big too. So we had somebody hack one of my guys' emails over at the Fairhope office. Well, he was watching all these emails go back and forth through the architects. And one of them was about payment. So he started sending these emails, to the architect saying, "Hey, we want to request our payment." It was like a couple $100,000 payment. we want to do it electronically. So dude, like, luckily my good buddy Lance, who was architect, he called because they were getting ready to do it. He called me and said, man, that just doesn't sound like Cain. Like his business, why they would do that all of a sudden without, like some real conversation over the phone. And dude, luckily, he called me. We talked about it. So somebody had hacked Ron's email. So what he would do is he would go in there and send an email like through Ron, and then he'd immediately delete it. That way, if Ron went through his sent emails or deleted emails, they would already be gone. Like, he would empty it out.
How shitty are people?
Dude, it's crazy.
I know.
And where are they at? They're not even in this country.
No.
That's the thing.
No,
they're all over the world.
Google doesn't have a phone number. So IRS does not reach out to you through a phone number. Maybe some of your state stuff, but I was telling Don, Don was on vacation. Don Parker, huh?
Yeah.
He was on vacation, is freaking out. And I always, because if like you can even hit me up and be like, hey, what is this? And I'm like, Don, don't you click that. Because now what scares me is like, so if you click something, they can grab your information like that.
Yeah, if I even question it, I just delete it.
And
I'll put block sender.
Was it is it Griffin Ben? I got for Facebook, I got him asking for my phone number. He got hacked. It was 5 a.m. and I'm like, okay, well, okay, you can have my phone number because shit. I mean, hopes somebody's okay. Like, and then come to find out he got hacked. And I think that's really, I mean, that's the only thing I'm scared about, like this whole AI and how everything's moving in this world, is the shitty scammers, the people that prey on the older. My mom gets preyed all the time. Like, I told my mom, my mom started sharing shit on Facebook, and I'm like, it's clickbait. Like, don't share this shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's all some. I mean, they get farmed. So, like I was saying, it's not. I guarantee you've lost money in the last 10 years over a scam, but you never seen it. You never knew about it, and y'all run so much with employees. I mean, y'all have, how many employees y'all have, including Chandeleur? It's a lot.
Oh, include Chandeleur. I mean, you're looking at 40 or so. I would say C Roberts. We hover around 30.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's 70 people. That's 70 families. So like little bits like that, and that's the only thing that scares me about. Like, now I see Mac. If that kid got it on gaming, you let him go, because these kids can make.
Jordan,
what?
I'm pulling your beard. Come here.
Look. but I'm telling you, like, some of these kids are like, these kids will make 100K out of gaming plus. That's a career now too. There's just like anything, like they started, football. It's all about, sports betting. Now they're doing gaming betting. So these kids compete in their teams, and they, like Mark Cuban owns one of them. I think he paid $20 million for it. So now they have their major league games, and you're going to see in the next 10 years, you're going to see more people. And the crazy thing is, like, you're going to watch people playing Madden. They're going to be playing NFL stuff. But all right, well, guys, we're at an hour and 30 minutes. I'm going to let these guys slide out because you got to head out.
Yeah, man. Well, I enjoyed it, old buddy. It was awesome. I tell you how Jordan got me over here. So instead of like letting me really respond or kind of back out, he just put it on Facebook because he knew that I'd probably back out. So.
Would you have backed out?
Oh, yeah, no, I don't know. It's
he
Monday,
locked us
dude.
in
Yeah,
on, got us on pace. It's cool. We enjoy it.
No, I'm glad I came.
Yeah,
sure.
All right, well,
Do it again.
all right, well, have fun. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Thanks,
man.
brother.
Appreciate it, man.